television. How I get one of the Quago and I am what you Google ma. How Mbo Wabian here, Bube, Emma, Mwabu, what I want here. Aneke television na emela ogbe ya emela amadi ihe ị na-agba nkwụ ị na-eme nkepụta nwa ị na-akwa ozu ị na-agba akwụkwọ bịawa na Aneke television bịa ka ezuoru gị ozi ọma bịawa na Aneke television yidume he na-emela ogbe ya emela amadi ihe ume Igbo bịawo na nke a bụ nke anyị ịmara ebe ọ ga-alụ etiho mọnwụ ntakịtụkwa mọnwụ si nne ya mere ha ji wee weta
of bedu, and waiting they happen. Well, I can tell you for a fact that today is gonna be one of the days you have been anticipating. Today is gonna be the day you have been looking up to, and I'm here to give you all the gist and everything. Well, today promises to be dramatic, and I'm doing this alone because Rashford has left me. She left me. She didn't really left me, Sha. She didn't really leave me, Sha. She just, decided to do one or two things. And I am proud of that celebrity girl. She says she's a celebrity. She just turned a celebrity yesterday. That she is rooting for herself in 2026. Man, I don't know who you are rooting for. Well, whoever you are rooting for, well, root for that person, because root don't cause, so root don't turn boas. All right, moving on from that, I want to bring you the story of Tonto Dike this afternoon. Tonto Dike has gone ahead to say some things that you need to hear and you need to see, because she said that she is currently going to not tolerate any badinage in 2026, looking forward to the year and having her life and her ministry at heart. She has been saying this. Of course, she came out in December to talk about how she has been struggling with this addiction for over the years and how she was rescued from this great issue, and now she is willing to make progress and be further and do further with what is really she's willing to change and get on with life and other things. And I'm telling you for a fact that this is something that we are looking at. There's something we are looking at because there is nothing we can talk about than to talk about the life changed. And I'm telling you for a fact that there is something about this lady that is making a lot of sense. But she said that she's not going to entertain any bad energy, of course, that she's going right now, that she's going to do what she's doing from through her manager, through her team, that nobody's is going to do her like she's not going to talk anything with somebody face to face. And I'm telling you that this is something we are looking forward to. And she says she's not interested about any other thing, that she wants to focus on getting it right this time around. And man, I can tell you that this lady is she is just making the waves all over the place. And I'm telling you that Tonto Dike is the new what she thinks she is in town. She's the newest what she thinks she is in town. I don't know whether she'll be taking movie roles. I don't know what you think. Whether she'll be taking movie roles, whether she'll be taking other things that she needs to take. Well, for me, I can tell you that this is the lady that knows what it means to have herself in the game. And congratulations to Tonto Dike on that heartfelt coming back. But we look forward to having you do other great things. Now, moving on very fast, I want to bring you this tweet about certain things that have been moving on X, on X, of course. X is one of the platforms that you have verified information coming out to you, and this issue is concerning a particular thing that has been making rounds on the internet. It's about people. It's about ladies. It's about what they think. And you know what we do here on Aneke TV's Entertainment is to bring to you the best and to bring you those things that really, really looks like it's going this way, but it's not going this way. Now, Abbas said something about women, and he said that several times that looking at the situation, what is just happening, that there are girls that you will see, they are above your level. You will see some girls, and deep down you just know you can't talk to this girl because her class is really above you, man. This class is above you, man. Let's be real. Now, bring me back, bring me back, bring me back. Let me tell this guy something. Now, let me tell you something. Do you think there are girls, as a guy out there, do you think there are girls that are above your class? For me, my answer is, I didn't say anything. My answer is, because, well, every girl, every lady, there are girls, there are ladies, and there are women, and everyone falls under the category of female. I'm talking about this category. So he's talking about girls, we're talking about ladies, and other people are talking about women, and these things are in categories. But then I want to show you this reply. This reply is the goated reply, and it makes a lot of sense. This is ridiculously untrue. Guess what? Clock it is ridiculously untrue. Her class is not an excuse for not approaching her. Well, what do you guys think? Her class is not an excuse for not approaching her. The thing is in your head, same way you assume a pretty babe is taken, is how you assume that because a babe is above your level, she's unapproachable. Bring me back. I want to tell you guys something. I want to tell this guy something. Let me tell you guys something. Do you know that most babes they see, they are not taking. Most pretty babes that you are seeing are not taking. But do you know the twist of this story is that any pretty babe where they see where they never take, maybe there's a reason why they never take that one. No go near. Well, I didn't say no go near. You can go near. You wake near. When's the accident? Why not just take it? When's the accident? But then let's leave it at that, because all the pretty ladies. Let me ask yourself, who is a pretty lady? A pretty lady. I'm not going to tell you from my own opinion, because my own opinion may not count here. But as a commission of enjoyment, my own opinion will count, because a pretty lady is someone who understands what being pretty is all about. Leave it at that. Leave it at that. Leave it at that, because a lot of times people have their own definition of things. People have their own definition of how someone should be, how someone should pose. But I'm telling you right now that a pretty lady is someone who knows what it means to gather herself. The guys will tell us who a pretty lady is. For me, not just the body, not just the structures, not just whatever you've seen. Pretty ladies are first of all the girls, the ladies in the mind, the people that when you talk to them, they have some great things to bring to the table. Well, they said let's not be talking about the table, because the table where I am now is the table of Aneke TV, and he have a table and somebody. So let's move on. From that, let me show you what he replied and what he said from that assumption that this guy has done. He said that it's how you assume it, because a babe is above your level, she's unapproachable. People are first people before being pretty people or rich people. Yes, this guy is very, very right, and this has been my position for a lot of times. Sir Dixon is one of the people who from time to time they churn out great things, and I can tell you this is something that we have been looking up to. He said they have a heart that yearns. I promise you that the real rich girls are the easiest to talk to. Hey, this is what he said. Man, the real rich girls are the easiest to talk to, because right now, who is a rich girl? But let's move on from that. If you can hold a conversation, that's what he said. He said, if you can hold a conversation and you know how to, talk. I was telling somebody this afternoon, of course, this morning, I was telling somebody, yes, this afternoon and this morning, in the morning and in the afternoon, Hanabo, clock it. I was telling somebody that one of the underrated gifts that human beings have, that they feel like, okay, I said it last night to one of my, close buddies, and I told them that one of the greatest gifts that we have is the ability to engage people in conversations. You don't want to talk right now, but I want to talk to you. I want to engage you in a conversation. I'm not looking at you that you don't want to talk. I just come up with something, and at the end of the day, you're smiling. You are just, you're just grinning. I don't know if I'm grinning well. But then I'm telling you that this is something that happens, that one of the greatest gifts that we underrate in this part of the world is how to make people laugh. Many people don't know how to make people laugh. Many people are very serious. You look, when you're looking at them, they are frowning. They are frowning. See, that your frown will not get you anything. And I'm telling you, it will never get you anything. You better be smiling. You better be, grinning. You better be, just be. You understand what I mean? Now, let's continue with that particular post, and let's read up what he said. And I'm gonna ask you whether it's true or not. First of all, he said, I'm picking the points now, and I've picked some points. Then I want to pick the next point. They have a heart that yearns. Well, true. I promise you that the real rich girls are the easiest to talk to. Well, I want to ask one of the guys at the background are the easiest to talk to. Well, Bishop would say is the Jesus girls that are easier to talk to. But it is okay. Now, looking at it, he says, if you can hold a conversation, you can talk to any babe. It is your If you can hold a conversation, you can do what? Talk to any babe. Well, it is your own insecurity and fear limiting you. The problem you have is the same problem most Niger guys have. Hey, this guy have just done. I've just finished everybody now. Now, I wanted to ask Wakoba what is really who have approached her this year to talk to her. But I'm sure that there's nobody that have approached her this year to talk to her. But well, let me leave it at that. We're going to fight behind the scene. We're going to fight very well. But looking at this, you're going to see that the problem you have is the same problem most Niger guys have. I don't have this problem. Most Niger guys have. I don't have this problem. I talk to people freely, but respectfully and politely, because I came from a place where these things were emphasized from the time I was growing up. Now, I want us to finish that reading, and I want us to see what exactly is happening. First of all, Abi, 20th of all, it says, because she doesn't need your money. You are already doubting your masculinity and ability to date her. Man, this lady does not need your money, but let's see. But I don't blame them. When you want to move someone that owns a 4-bedroom duplex to a 1-bedroom because of your ego, it is better to just avoid them because they are above your level. Oh, more, this one hits me hard. Bring me back, bring me back, bring me back, bring me back. Now, this one hits me very hard because they have brought me back. And here I am at Aneke TV. Let me tell you something. It is so true, but it has a comma. There's a comma, and there are some issues there. Let me tell you what this means. This means that sometimes I have seen a couple move from flat to to the flats. And I have also seen couples move from zero to hero and hero to zero. And you know, one thing that I have learned so over the time is not to let my ego come in front of me. Do you know what I mean? Not to let my ego come in front of me and make a decision for me. Guys, that is wrong. Making a decision with your ego is the worst thing you ever do. As a guy, your ego does not matter. What matters is that you're a human being and that you're making a progress. Hey! Can you guys clock it for me? I am saying something that makes a lot of sense. Can DJ clock it for me? Oh, there's no DJ, but DJ clock it for me. Now, I'm telling you that you don't need to do anything else than to follow the stream. First of all, you need to discover, am I really into this person? Are we really into each other? What is really happening? Is this girl willing to do this? If this girl is willing to bring me into her banqueting hall, well, I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm gonna follow her. Sometimes you see people move from lower to more lower because they are just afraid, oh, this game will oppress me. Well, if the lady is rich, depends on the lady, then you just have to do what you need to do. You just have to. Let me speak it in English. You just have to do what you need to do. You just have to do what you need to do. Well, moving on from that, I want to tell you that this is making a lot of sense because a lot of young people have let their ego come between them. Nobody wants to settle down and calm themselves down and take up what belongs. They are looking around and saying, no, well, for me, that's not me. Tell me that that's not me, because I am telling you that this is what happens. And I will not let my ego come between me. Well, I make you happy, and I bring the best of the fun and the vibes here on Aneke TV Entertainment. I want to move into the next story. You know the guy His name is Chief Priest. Everybody say Chief Priest. When I was working as the commissioner of Imago Umowa, I used to be the chief priest, but right now I am now the commissioner of enjoyment. So guys, I am taking my position as the chief priest of commissioner of enjoyment. That's CCP. Let's move on from that because Unuga Amaihen Nakona. This guy just well, this guy just did something. But before I talk about chief priest, let's talk about Pastor Jerry Eze and Obi Kubana. Yesterday, Pastor Jerry Eze went to where Obi Kubana bought where he was launching his estate that is about to build, and that was in Delta State. And what happened will just amaze you. They even met the governor of Delta State, and they had a court visit to the governor of Delta State. And at the process, Obi Kubana confessed publicly that he has given his life to Christ. Obi Kubana, congratulations for coming into the Christian family. But then something else happened. And that's what happened was not a bad news, because he gave Pastor Jerry 1 billion naira. Bring me back. Just bring me back. You see the problem? You see, are you guys seeing the problem? Are you seeing the problem? I want to cry. Thank you. Congratulations for coming into the Christian family. But 1 billion naira. He gave Pastor Jerry Eze. And you know, Pastor Jerry Eze, he has been leading the morning prayers NSPPD for the past 6 years. Every morning, he has not missed any of it. He has gone from nation to nation, hosting conferences and also programs. But he always shows up and he always turns up to pray with the nation and with the people all across the globe. Just last December, YouTube was the second most streamed platform on YouTube and almost the highest earning platform. Of course, this could tell you that the amount of people that troops in there to pray daily is something very, very amazing. Now, I want to shift from this story and talk about Chief Priest. Chief Priest just got a whooping, wonderful car, and I want to show you the car. He got a wonderful car. Now, I want to tell you what this guy did before he got the car. Chief Priest was just leaving Owerri the other day. He went to visit Lekki Luxury Cars. He went to the burial of Lekki Luxury Cars' mom. And he was going and he told us on his ex that he has spent all his last dime. No one's any dime on when here. That Nihon Agazi Lagos now will be hungry of a young man who wants to make it in life again. Now, this guy just got back to Lagos. Guess the first thing he went to do? Oh, now they need to take me off because I want to show you people something. See this thing now. Look at what this young girl. Hi, is he a young man? CP, you are a young man. I want to tell you that you are a young man, but look at, guy, can you imagine it? This is, let me tell you what you are seeing now in case you don't know cars. This is Lamborghini Ruveto. Lamborghini Ruveto and Lamborghini Huracan. This same Lamborghini Huracan was the Lamborghini Davido bought. The white one was what Davido bought just last week that he used to cruise around Lagos. Lagos, because he has him now. Now this one is Lamborghini Ruveto. Yes, Huracan and Ruveto, because he not confuses him. Good life not confused. At the Commission of Enjoyment, good life not confusing him. These guys are massive. I would have shown you another visuals, but let me keep it at that because if I'm a man or what, I did easy. Now this guy just said, "Oh, I'm feeling that. I just came back from Lagos." And, he said that he's not going to do anything about it. But my brother, my sister, this guy just went and bought Lamborghini. Hey, can we have a minute silence for poverty? Because poverty is very bad. Everybody, a minute silence, a minute silence, a minute silence for poverty. If Rashford was here, Rashford would have observed the mass with me. But she's not here, so she has gone with for her own celebrity matter. Let me observe a 1 minute silence of poverty. Poverty die. Somebody shout poverty die. Next time I'm coming on this show, I'm bringing bell because we're going to be belling poverty to death. Because guy, Kangba Gezioku, he had the very, very, very good and very, very bad. You know that when you talk about luxury and what it means to have luxury, You can't be buying Lamborghini Ruvelto if you don't have duplex now, if you don't have your own house, if you don't have your own car. And this guy, oh Jesus, I've called him Obi Kubana. As I wanted to call him Leki Kubana, but I said no, it's not Leki Kubana. Chief priest, Kubana chief priest just did something. Kubana chief priest just did something. I don't know if you guys know. Last year, December, when he went back to his village, he opened up a bar and somewhere people can come and enjoy. Guess what this man did there? He shared phone. And everybody that came that day, everybody, one for free. Man, I was there because I'm the Commissioner of Enjoyment, but I was there in the spirit. I was there as a CCP in the spirit because, man, that guy are not everywhere. It's only the spiritual people that are everywhere, especially the people that are in Christ. They are everywhere because the Spirit of God is everywhere. Let's move on from that, man. I want to bring you another story that has been making waves on the internet. And, we're talking about Katefe and baby mama and baby papa. Katefe is precious, Nuela's baby papa. Why Nuela is Katefe's baby mama? Guys, let me tell you, just calm down. You see, a lot of people, a lot of celebrity lifestyle is just not sponsoring some things that make sense. I would say this, that the whole thing could be from insecurity. And I'm saying this from my own judgment. This is the first time I'm making a judgment on the show. Gang. I'm making a judgment now. Noella is said to be an orphan, and that's just the problem. So Noella may not have had anyone to run to when she needed something, and that was Katefe that he had to run into. Well, I'm gonna leave it at that, but let me talk about this guy, the Korema. Why I brought Katefe issue is because it just touched my heart, and as a young man, I just want to help other young people to come out of all these things that has been happening. Well, let's talk about Rema. Rema said, guys, do you know Rema? Rema came out to say that he gifted this girl something. He gifted the girl something because just a few days ago, over the weekend, Rema was in Benin, was where we could say it was all where it started. Rema went back to his hood and gifted this girl. I don't know what he gifted this girl, but we saw it in the news that he gifted this girl. So it could be a car. And listen how the story went. He said that this girl was actually the one that helped him to charge his phone. His phone was about to die when Marvin was about to call him to come over to Lagos for his audition. And this lady was the one who gave her power bank to use and charge phone. Guys, I'm looking for who will give me power bank because it's almost the end of the show, but I'm looking for who will give me power bank to climb to the next level, but I never see. Well, congratulations to the young lady because this is what we want, young people helping young people. And now Rema is almost one of the biggest artists in Africa. You cannot mention songs that have trended over the past few years and not call Rema. Rema trended in 2025 with Ozeba, with Kelebu, with Baby. What? Baby, what is happening to you? Because something is happening to me now, dear baby. Well, this is what we call it a day on the entertainment segment here on Aneke TV. And it's your one only Commission of Enjoyment. I bring you the vibes and the fun and what it takes to have your day. I know you are already grabbing a popcorn, but the way I will talk about it because I can't go. Well. See you same time, same station. Thank you very much to my production crew and the guys behind the scene who has made this a wonderful time and a wonderful show for you. And you, my viewers, I love you, and I love you, and I love you. See you same time, same station tomorrow here on Aneke TV. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.
Aneke television. Heu agịrịgbo m dị egwu nkwa azụghị n'ahịa mgbochi ogwugwu kakwa ogwugwu mma. Heu mba ụwa bịa na ihe ebube eme mgbagbu ụwa gbatawa na ihe ebube emewa. Aneke television na-emere ogbenye mere amadi ihe. Ị na-agba nkwụ, ị na-eme nkepụta nwa, ị na-akwa ozu, ị na-agba akwụkwọ.
The eagle stands as a majestic symbol of strength, clarity, and vision. Its ability to soar above storms signifies resilience, while its shaped sight represents focus. This is why many nations, including Nigeria, use the eagle as an emblem of nation pride. Eagles do not fear challenges, they embrace them. They fly higher when the winds become strong, rising above obstacles rather than avoiding them. This teaches us that problems are not barriers, but stepping stones for those who dare. To live like an eagle is to stay focused, courageous, and disciplined. It is to see opportunities where others see only difficulties. The sky is not your limit, it is your launch pad.
Happy New Year in Nigeria. We hit the streets to hear from everyday Nigerians about their hopes and wishes for the country in 2026.
For this new year, I think the most serious thing that is affecting the masses are the prices of goods and services, transportation, all those things. So if the government can look into that and see how we can make it come down so that the masses can actually be able to have enough for themselves and their families, especially in this new tax law, then it would make life a whole lot better this 2026.
The most important is peace. Peace in this country. Peace is most important because without peace, nothing will move. Like if you go to the north, you see there's no peace there. Everybody's running helter skelter. There's terrorists, banditry everywhere. So they don't have peace there. So number one thing I wish for this country is peace. In this peace, what I want our country to put their mind into, one, they are politicians. We have bad politicians. They are human disaster. So we should put our mind in our politicians. They are not representing us well. They are only representing their pockets. They should consider people they are ruling first, not their own pockets and their family. Because once they consider the citizens, then all their there's a lot of things they have to provide for us, especially the health aspect of it, healthcare centers. When you go to a hospital, they don't have equipment, they don't have drugs. But when them themselves they are sick, they fly themselves out of this country to treat themselves, leaving we the citizens, the poor one, to die here.
My wish for Nigeria this year, 2026, is that God will keep us to see this year and the years ahead. And also, as we are preparing for election 2027, that God will help us to choose for himself, to choose a leader, the person who will take us to the highest level, the person who will, a president who will help us to rebuild and make this Nigeria a comfortable place for us. Last year, 2025, we are happy for if you go to market, you can see that there is food and the cooking utensils, everything. The fuel price, the prices of food is right, but there is no money. At least they should help us to increase salaries, so that at least when they pay you salary, you can see something to buy in market. But the little amount that the government pays, it's just like 80 pence. When you enter market, buy one or two things, you will not see anything. So in fact, the one of the achievement, they should help increase salary so that people can go to market and buy something and still have something on their pockets.
Economy is very bad for us here. So I wish Nigerian economy to be much far more better for even the young ones. So for all of us too. The government, they should look more on, like, I just say emphasize more on the economy, because without the economy being bad will affect us. Like, we need to make the economy to be good, to be very good, to be like us now. Let's just say I'm one of the poor masses. Let's just say I'm one of the poor masses. I'm trying to survive. If the economy is good, I will not be trying that much to survive. It will be much easier for me. So I'm hoping to the economy to be much more better.
What I wish for the country is security, because the rate at which people are dying is alarming. And as you look right now, nobody is safe. Right? It might be happening somewhere in the north. That does not mean that it will not go to the east or it will get to the south. So the earlier we stop it, the better for everyone.
because, well, I don't think everybody can save themselves. So the government have to step in and help the country.
I wish that we have a country where the voice of the common man is heard, and less corruption. You cannot say free corruption, like you cannot say zero corruption, but just less corruption.
I wish them a free terrorist year. That is my wish for Nigerians and a good leader. Just to count out it for a good leader, because by a good leader it will define the governing style of the country. So that is what I wish for Nigerians.
There you have it. Heartfelt wishes from Nigerians across the nation. Here is to a brighter, stronger, and more united Nigeria in 2026. I am Sharon Uche, and Aneke TV.
Join us on Arena, Aneke TV's premium current affairs program, where politics, development, and governance come live. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we host top professionals and thought leaders who speak their minds on issues shaping Nigeria and the world. It's inclusive, enriching, and absolutely captivating.
The roadmap is let's have our environment secured so that investors can come.
If you don't know what economic security is, kidnapping will tell you what it is. You kidnap me, ransom.
Customers are going to get these meters, and like we said, it's at no cost.
There are things that dialogue can handle. But when you leave it, you want to use a kinetic approach alone. You cannot.
For discussions that promise insight and deliver truth, stay tuned, stay informed, and keep watching Arena, only on Aneke TV.
Join us on Arena, Aneke TV's premium current affairs program, where politics, development, and governance come live. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we host top professionals and thought leaders who speak their minds on issues shaping Nigeria and the world. It's inclusive, enriching, and absolutely captivating.
The roadmap is let's have our environment secured so that investors can come.
If you don't know what economic security is, kidnapping will tell you what it is. You kidnap me, ransom.
Customers are going to get these meters, and like we said, it's at no cost.
There are things that dialogue can handle. But when you leave it, you want to use a kinetic approach alone. You cannot.
For discussions that promise insight and deliver truth, stay tuned, stay informed, and keep watching Arena, only on Aneke TV.
You're welcome to
another edition of our program, Arena, on Aneke TV, Enugu, Southeast Nigeria. This is where we dissect topics that are making rounds in our country, Nigeria, and even internationally. And we also provide you with erudite guests who are knowledgeable and super analysts that can lend voice to these topics. Please just stay tuned. I have in the studio with me from my left is a popular face on this program, Comrade Ken Ofoma, the former Vice President of Nigerian Union of Journalists, is a public affairs analyst. You're welcome.
Thank you. My pleasure once again.
And on my right, I have Dr. Emmanuel Ago, public affairs commentator. He knows his onion in international and local issues, and to make sure that we dissect and, of course, interrogate issues of national importance. Emmanuel, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here.
Our topic, INEC and 2027 election. Comrade Ofoma, we know the Independent National Electoral Commission, we say it is independent, but some schools of thought have been querying how the management, that is the chairman of the Electoral Commission, is appointed. You know, some contend that appointing the chairman of the Electoral Commission by the president is not right, because the appointment, the chairman will always be guided by the man who appointed him, or in most circumstances. So, but I want to ask, comrade, is INEC truly independent in Nigeria?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I can say that they enjoy some level of independence. They cannot say that they are 100% independent. Reason being that, like you just pointed out, in terms of appointment, a lot of suggestions have gone through many sources, like the Mohammed Wise Electoral Reform Committee set up by late Yaradua, former president. Part of their recommendation was that an independent body be appointing electoral commissioners, including the national chairman. That, and of course, other far-reaching recommendations, including the compartmentalization of INEC into different bodies, group that will be decentralization, a group that should be in charge of party monitoring, registration, and what have you. Another one for purely election conduct, electoral conduct, and what have you. But, he died, and he did. Those recommendations have not been incorporated into our electoral act. And so, all the same, the appointment of the national chairman, we know that there are some national chairmen in the past that have proved their mettle, despite the fact that the sitting president appointed them or what have you. That you appointed them, some of them who know their onions, does not mean that you should dictate, to them. After the appointment, they usually make promises, assurances that they are going to deliver free, fair, credible election. And for people of that level, being a professor or having risen in the public service, or even in private sector, and then you find yourself as a commissioner or national chairman of INEC. And I think the onus is on you to prove that you are what your integrity, you are what your antecedent, or whatever you are. I want people to see you for. That is, I think, part of the political challenge or problem we are having is the political class. They don't have the political will to undertake, wide, far-reaching electoral reforms that can lead to, better electoral law, because they are always afraid that such reforms may sweep them out of office, and so they are always hedging. Like now, each election will show new loopholes, but I must give it to INEC. Incrementally, they have been introducing technology, they have been introducing measures to try to curb irregularities in elections. But the politicians themselves will always find a shortcut or how to subvert the electoral law or electoral act. Currently, the National Assembly have been working on a new electoral act, but they have not been forthcoming to tidy up, do the harmonize. I think each house have passed it, but they are yet to do harmonize, to have one bill that will be sent to the president for assent. And the time is running out. And sometimes when you even pass it a few months to the general election, it may begin to send the wrong thing. Like what happened in 2019, the then president Buhari refused to sign it, saying that it is close to election. But after that, he signed it. But he signed the 2023 or 2022 electoral act. Then, having used that to conduct the 2023 general election, more loopholes were still discovered, which the current National Assembly say they are going to work on. Civil society organizations and all what have you. Well, many Nigerians have all made suggestions as to what should be done to further clean up the electoral act, especially in the area of transmission of results. And what have you. So what is lacking majorly is the lack of political will by the political class to do the needful. We should also include appointment of electoral commissioners.
Okay, Dr. Ago, you had your colleague, the guests on our program, and the submissions he made. Let me see if you're going to, add something to INEC being independent. Is INEC truly independent as, the name portends?
Yeah, thank you very much. Once again, I want to thank you for bringing up this topical issue. Our democracy is still evolving, and once you come and see the type of government that is operational in a system, you will see that it has always been a product of incremental modification. Remember that Nigeria transited from cabinet system to presidential system 1979. And that constitution confers enormous powers on the president. Just like my colleague has pointed out, appointment does not necessarily mean dancing to the tune of the person that appointed you. The reason why you are appointed is based on track record. But we know that in Nigeria, sometimes, or in most cases, we have always seen that he who pays the piper dictates the tune. We have seen situations where INEC chairman has done things that are questionable, if not morally reprehensible, in terms of trying to carry out the wishes of the people. We all know that the election in every society is a critical exercise because there is no way you can select leaders and representatives without election. But the person who sits as the umpire needs to exercise degree of freedom. Then coming to your question, I don't think we are there yet. We are still evolving. One may ask, after so many years of democracy, are we still evolving? Yes. In Igbo parlance, one will say, onye na-akpụ ite, a na-akpụ ite na-anyị aka. Yes, we have to learn from our past. I think the previous election, we witnessed what happened. Yes, we don't want to go into details now, but we know that in the area of transmission, because so many people in Nigeria became interested, to the extent that most people even paid to get their PVCs. Then, at the end of it, we all witnessed what happened. Transmission of the result. I don't think INEC has attained that independent status.
I don't think INEC has attained that independent status.
Yes.
We are going to pause for a break, after which we will continue.
Join us on Arena, Aneke TV's premium current affairs program, where politics, development, and governance come live. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we host top professionals and thought leaders who speak their minds on issues shaping Nigeria and the world. It's inclusive, enriching, and absolutely captivating.
The roadmap is let's have our environment secured so that investors can come.
If you don't know what economic security is, kidnapping will tell you what it is. You kidnapping, ransom.
Customers are going to get these meters, and like we said, it's at no cost.
There are things that dialogue can handle. But when you leave it, you want to use a kinetic approach alone. You cannot.
For discussions that promise insight and deliver truth, stay tuned, stay informed, and keep watching Arena, only on Aneke TV. You're welcome back. Our guests are here, and we're still on our program, Arena on Aneke TV. Our topic is INEC and the 2027 election. Dr. Imago was saying, or he said, that that INEC hasn't gotten to that level of independence as it is called. But all the same, that they are still doing what they can to get to that level. Now, here we have the 2027 election oncoming. Margo, I'm still on you. 2027 election is approaching. At this stage, the National Assembly is still trying to put together a bill, you know, in a way to possibly put to perfect, or in a way to perfect the existing laws, electoral laws. Yet, that has not been done, and the election is fast approaching. Then we also have registration of voters, continuous registration of voters. Is ongoing, and so many other things. Do you think that INEC is on course for 2027 elections?
Well, to be very frank with you, I don't think that they are fully prepared. Because when you look at what happened during the last election, one would have imagined that those critical elements that played out would have been the first thing that they would have started addressing, even before now. But we are few months away from the actual time of the election, and nothing has happened. And mind you that if you look at the political environment, you will see a lot of things that are happening. And then one would say that we are moving towards having a one-party system where you don't see credible opposition. Because once you have opposition in any political environment, then you leave the candidates and the electorates, especially the electorates, with a whole lot of choices to make. But coming to participation, as it's coming from National Assembly, they are simply delaying. And, sometimes delaying and denial under these circumstances, I don't even know the difference. Do you understand? They are delaying. Because by now we should have all these things in place, especially what marred the effectiveness of the previous election, which is transmission, electronic transmission. Nothing has been said about it. And so many Nigerians are even saying that as long as we don't have that electronic transmission mentioned boldly, that they will not participate. Because what is the need for you to participate? So we have come to the age where some of these things should go electronically. But I don't want to use the word. I think it is deliberate. It is deliberate. And mind you that once you don't have credible election in any system, there is no way you can have meaningful progress. Because if you look at the definition of democracy, it is people, it's just people. So it is anthropocentric. There is nothing you do without people. At the same time, you don't allow people to come and freely choose who they want. So I have a very big question mark on the level of preparedness of INEC and also people that are going to help them. Even in terms of legislation that is going to help them do their job, we don't have it yet. That is my own submission on that.
Comrade Ofoma, you see the involvement or introduction of technology in the electoral system in Nigeria has been plagued with a lot of controversies. And of course, Dr. Imago just mentioned that one of the primary things that marred the belief in the integrity of the previous election, that is the 2023 election, was the non-uploading of the result from transmitting of the result from the polling units, that results are going to be uploaded into IREF. We have not been assured that we are going to employ more technology so that the electoral system will be technology driven in such a way that people will now see that their votes count. Because majority of the thing that makes people believe that votes don't count is the integrity of the election, which has been suspect.
Yes, technology has come to play a very big role in trying to conduct fair and credible elections. But we need to deepen it. It's as if, like I said, due to lack of political will, the political class appear not to be ready to hold it to the whole hall. We are just enabling at technology. We test this one. Remember when we tested card reader and say we can fill incident form. People abuse it. Then we say, okay, we now change to BVAS, biometric verification model. Again, the major challenge is that it was not provided in the Nigerian constitution, or even made a law in the Electoral
Electoral.
Act. It was seen as part of the administrative things that INEC can introduce, which is not mandatory. So that's why people who felt that the process was manipulated, when they go to tribunal, they lose because it is not mandatory. So that's what people are now saying. Why not make this thing mandatory? So that INEC will be compelled where people vote or voted without passing through BVAS. The option is there. You can cancel, or where there is a where accreditation, they have more number of votes than the registered voters. The option is to cancel it and reschedule the election in the next 1 week or two, so that you determine the actual winner. So all these things needed to be tidied up and made compulsory in the Electoral Act provided for. Because of the what the INEC referred to as technical hitch during the 2022 general, we discovered that 3 elections were conducted in 1 day at the same time. When you want to vote, you are given 3 ballot papers: one for House of Rep, second one for Senate, third one for the President. That of when they are now transmitting the results to IRS, that of House of Rep, no issue. That of Senate, no issue. But that of the President, they say that is technical issue. Till today, Nigerians are saying that they don't even, INEC has not sufficiently explained what they mean by technical issue. Because, and that is why some parties are still laying claim that they won the election, and contrary to what INEC declared. So to remove such doubts and to increase the integrity and confidence in the electoral system, well, it is the confidence that will help many people who are apathetic about the election. That is why you see thousands of or millions of registered voters. At the end of the day, only about 40% will turn out to vote. So for us to cure that and increase the number of people that will come to vote, we need to make use of more technology and make it also compulsory as part of the electoral system. People are saying that even this continuous voter registration that INEC does is a waste of time. It even limits the number of voters. But not everybody will have money to go to the local government. Because INEC has even said now that they don't have enough resources to deploy the registration machine to all the wards, which means you have to go to the local government where they have only one machine to go and register. And we know in some places, the rural areas, you don't even have money to pay for transport to go to. And the distance is so, and people who are busy looking for what to do because of the hard time. So that means they are deliberately disenfranchising people, reducing the chances of people getting registered. But what people are now saying that because of the level of technology we have today, you don't need permanent voters. If they have all your biometrics, why not use fingerprints? Today, in the banks, if you go to some ATMs, you don't need your card. You just use fingerprints. You get money. You don't even need to enter the banking hall. Today, even if you have your card, you can go to Sokoto and use them to withdraw money. Why is it that you are requested to go to a particular polling? Why can't you stay where you are? You see people traveling.
Yeah.
If you are not where you register, you can't vote. So, and people believe that these things are dangerous because the level of technology we have today can sort all these things out. Why don't we improve? Why don't we invest more money and more research to get these things done?
In banking, in financial transaction, you have your ATM card, you use it wherever, in any
You can
ATM
go
machine,
anywhere, any
anything.
ATM machine, any
Yet,
bank, but yet
that could not be employed in the voting system. And so, do you think, Dr. Mago, that this may be part of why there's been voter apathy in our electoral system? Most often you see that in a ward, in a polling unit where about 1,000 people are registered, you find out at the end of the day you have about 100 people coming to vote. the total number of people that will come to the voting center and vote should be about 100 and 200. And so, don't you think there are this thing and many other things are responsible? And what do you think should be done?
Thank you very much. You see, this issue of voter apathy, just like you rightly mentioned, so many factors are responsible for voter apathy. Apart from distance, proximity to where, proximity factors. Another one is, governance issues, and also violence. Because I know that violence can contribute significantly to voter apathy, especially females. Because I know of research that has been conducted. The female population, they are the people that are most likely that would want to shy away from going to that place because of what has happened in the past. They will always have the mindset that is going to repeat itself. Then there are other factors as well. Failed promises, just like you see everywhere. Even in our state presently, people are shouting and making all sort of comments concerning what has been promised. So there are a whole lot of issues. And remind you that we are human. We have a lot of issues. We have a lot of challenges. We have a lot of interests and values. So some of these things contribute to voter apathy, not just the incidence of proximity and technology. Then coming to the issue of the use of technology, just like my colleague has rightly mentioned, I think we have come of age where we deploy these latest technological gadgets to improve our electoral process. But they don't want to do it. If you do it, so many of them are not even, so many of these politicians are not on ground. If you do it, so many of them would just fizzle out. Because people are willing to enthrone the right candidates. But it is what happens at the collation center that baffles a lot of people. Nigerians are law-abiding people. They always want to follow rules. But once you try to, cut corners, they will just leave you and the entire process. So that is just my take on it.
Professor Amupeta Josh, who is the current chairman of INEC, has made promises that Nigeria will have a credible election in 2027. But with the whole lot of skepticism from the people, given what has happened before now, do you think he will live up to his promises, giving Nigeria a credible election? More so when we are now deliberating on whether the use of technology will be made a law so that it will be basically what should guide or, what should control the electoral system and so on. So, do you think he will live up to his billing?
I think what I know about him in the past, because I think I went and looked at his profile. I see him as a man who has a very good record because he's a legal practitioner. Rose to that level before the appointment. I think he will do well. But I don't think he has the necessary legal instrument that will enable. I know he has the mind to deliver, but he may not be able to do that owing to all that surrounds his job. Do you understand? Even the person that's appointed him may have one or two things that he would want him to do.
which may not augur well for Nigerians. So these are some of the problems he may have. Do you understand? He may have this individual problem. He may also have, I look at him as somebody who may have this dilemma of trying to do what he has in mind, at the same time trying to dance to the tune of somebody that brought him to that place. It's a very big dilemma. I see him as somebody who may want to do well, but forces that control his office may not allow him to deliver.
Okay, the use of technology is discretionary on INEC.
It should be made compulsory.
It has no law behind it. But as somebody who has integrity and who has the discretion to use what is best to, ensure a free, fair, and credible election, don't you think he should be able to employ technology, even if the Electoral Act do not include same?
He may have limited degree of success. Remind you that some of these politicians are very smart. Some of these politicians are very smart in the game. They will always look for loopholes and use it to, corner everything to their advantage. Once you don't have the enabling legal instruments, it may not really give you the desired result.
Okay. Comrade Ofoma, amidst the security challenges in Nigeria, how far do you think INEC will go with the observation of the 2027 election to ensure that we have free, fair, and credible elections that will be adjudged by, greater majority of the people as truly credible?
What INEC Chairman Lekoni pregnant. So you know that the taste of the pudding is in the eating. There's no promise he will make that previous chairman did not make. Even in the immediate past election 2023, they promised us that there will be that transmission. They should have known that it was not made compulsory in the electoral act. They knew, but yet they are promising Nigerians. And that, made a lot of people to rely on that promise. It turned out, yes, they were disappointed. However, we will give them Nigerians will give them the benefit of doubt. But now, beyond what INEC can do or not do, the legal instrument is the issue. If the Electoral Act, the new one, is not passed on time, it means that INEC will still rely on the old one, the 2020, which was used to conduct the 2023. That means we may more or less not see any much difference between the 2023 election and the 2027 election. So I am hoping to have a credible electoral system. Is a collective effort. It's not just INEC alone. Other stakeholders, political parties are involved, the security system, architecture, police, army, whatever. They are involved. Civil society are involved. But INEC should get their own acts together, issue of logistics, to ensure that materials are delivered to the places that are supposed to deliver on time. They should also have enough time to train the ad hoc staff. I still wonder why ad hoc staff is used, because if we consider election as a very critical aspect of our national development, we should be able to recruit enough people. There are graduates who are looking for a job. And we have, ICT smart, compliant young people these days. We hear every government will tell they are training people on ICT. The National Assembly members will tell they are training people on. So where are they going to get employment after training them? They should be deployed in crucial national exercise, right? And some of them should be recruited, as permanent staff. so that you don't, because most of the time, some of these problems are committed by the ad hoc staff. But they are not staff. They can do anything and go free. But an INEC staff will always be afraid that he may lose his or her job if the person is engaged in certain sharp practices. That is not to say that all of them are safe. But the system, including the law, should make enough provision for punishment, discipline, and tighten the room so that we don't have enough room to even commit infractions. So it's a job for everybody.
On the issue of security.
On the issue of security, of
because
course.
Nigeria, here and there in the locality, your polling unit and so on, you see skirmishes of insurgents, those dispersed from various camping locations, are now moving from one village to the other, causing havoc.
I thank God that presently the federal government appears to have woken up and maybe following the US strike Sokoto. So we are now taking the initiative. We have seen many strikes by Nigerian security, Air Force, and the military in other places. Because I don't see why it's just lack of political will. When some of these off-season elections, off-cycle elections, when they are being conducted, you hear that police is deploying 35,000 police to one state for elections. Civil defense will deploy their own. Military will be there. So I was asking myself, what if you deploy 35,000 policemen with AK-47 to Sambisa Forest? Where will they go, the insurgents? Where will they go? Then use the air to monitor them. Use drones. We are not serious now. We don't want them to go. So that's the way I look at it. But now, I think it appears America has woken up. And there appears to be more determination on the part of the federal government to. I understand that they are taking over Sambisa Forest, Nigerian military. They're not taking over. We have to take over and sustain it. Turn the place into agricultural area.
Hub.
Agricultural hub.
Yeah.
So it's a question of investment too, not just security. So it's a multi-layered approach that will help because, and then in the northwest, to involve stakeholders, involve other not to confirm the terrorists or criminals. But in terms of investing in social amenities and other incentives to discourage youth from being recruited. Because an idle man, they say, is a better success. And nobody who is busy and gainfully engaged would like to be recruited into insurgency or terrorism. And also the religious groups should be approached to tone down on their radical messages. Some of these things are helping to convert some people into fundamentalists. So these are multiple approach, multi-layered approach, definitely. But I know that the election will hold. It is held in 2015, even though it was postponed. And that after that postponement, a lot of work was done, and the election held everywhere in Nigeria. And I believe if we are determined, it will also hold everywhere in Nigeria in 2027.
So we talked about we are talking about security. In the electoral process, there's this issue of thuggery, there's this issue of ballot box snatching, there are issues of thumb printing and all that. All these things are criminal and pose a lot of problem to security. And there are issues of ballot box snatching, even when electoral materials are being sent by transport to the various locations where the elections will hold, they are snatched on the way. So what do you think are some of the things that should be done by Aneke to ensure that these things are, put into the board?
Well, thank you very much. I think INEC needs to, first of all, timely distribution of electoral materials can go a long way in maintaining orderliness in wherever the election is being conducted. So they need to bring in those things. And they need to also watch closely activities of political actors. Because if you look at some of these issues, or if you look at some of these cases of violence, you see that it's coming from desperation from some political actors. And also, we also need to look at the profile of some of the people that they recruit into critical positions in INEC. Because we all knew what happened in Abia State, for instance. And one could say that what happened in Abia State was accidental. Accidental in the sense that it was not meant to happen, if you look at it critically. Because somebody came and stood her ground, saying that something right must be done. So that one is accidental. And we are all experiencing the result of that accident in Abia State, whether good or bad. And we are hoping that that accident could be replicated in other places. Still talking about the integrity of people that are employed, positioned in some key places. Then secondly, just like my colleague mentioned ad hoc staff, this issue of ad hoc staff should be scrapped off. We have so many Nigerians that are... Okay, after election, what would INEC be doing? If you have some of these smart ICT compliant graduates roaming the streets, there are so many... INEC duties does not just end after election. There are so many things that they... Because we need to be proactive. Do you understand? You employ so many of them, they will be there. Then another thing also that contributes to violence and insecurity in election is unemployment. So many people are jobless. So many youths, so many young people are not engaged. So they become vulnerable to some of these things. So for me, INEC should first of all look at people. I know they tried some lecturers, and also some of them delivered, some of them did not deliver. That one has to do with their personality makeup. But I think a critical profiling should be made on people that handle... That will go a long way to give us very good results. Thank you very much.
Okay. We have the issue of votes buying. We have the issue of political parties, how they make their monies and how the kind of money they use during election and all that. I think that has been captured in the law book, in the Electoral Act. Yet, we have not seen INEC coming out to say that political party A or candidate A or candidate B went beyond the required sums actually required to prosecute election. We have not seen any such thing. Because sometimes we have these laws, but the implementation of these laws remain comatose. So, what do you think should be done? You might go before
Okay.
this question.
To curb the incidence of vote buying.
Vote buying and
okay, let us
use of funds.
Okay. Let us also look at poverty. Unemployment and poverty has been weaponized. Because if you don't have a good job, you will be vulnerable. And again, sensitization. We need to embark on sensitization, using realities on ground. Especially if you, I think so many youths are now beginning to understand the dangers inherent in collecting money from anybody that wants. Because I always tell them, anybody that gives you money during election cannot do anything for you. That is just that. He has given you all that you needed. Then, don't collect money. Do not collect money. First of all, look at all the candidates. And even if you decide not to go and participate at all, that one is even worse. You have to go and, cast your vote to that person that is to the best candidate of your choice. And you have to stay behind. Because if you don't stay there, you wouldn't even know when some of these things happen. We all know that some of this magic happen at the collation center. But good 18, Nigerians know at the point where some of these things are beginning to happen because they are vigilant. So this issue of vote buying may not stop. The only thing that can stop vote buying is, radical and critical sensitization of the electorate. They will come with money. If he comes with money, collect his money and vote the right person. But another thing also is trying to, enforce adequate security at the voting centers.
No, thank you. Comrade Ofoma, could you please, in a nutshell, vote buying and at the same time be able to summarize what INEC should do to make our electoral system good?
Okay, in terms of vote buying, in the general problem, today, political parties budget for as part of the electoral budget. But like Mike told his programs, because of prevailing hardship and poverty, which the politicians are now trying to unite. And they are doing it because they have seen some of the introduction of technology. Like you earlier mentioned the issue of ballot snatch. It's no longer necessary today.
Yes.
Based on decision. And that is why we are saying let them make the electronic transmission as part of the law. So that even at the collation center, if you are going there to change figures, the result is already at the
exactly.
So people have already seen it.
So, and because of want of time, this is where we're going to draw the curtain on today's edition of our Arena on Aneke TV, Enugu, Southeast Nigeria. And I sign out alongside the discussant, Comrade Ken Ofoma, and Dr. Emmanuel Ago.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us. Same station, same time. Come over and stay with us.
Join us on Arena, Aneke TV's premium current affairs program, where politics, development, and governance come alive. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we host top professionals and thought leaders who speak their minds on issues shaping Nigeria and the world. It's inclusive, enriching, and absolutely captivating.
The roadmap is let's have our environment secured so that investors can come.
If you don't know what economic security is, kidnapping will tell you what it is. You kidnapping ransom.
Customers are going to get these meters, and like we said, it's at no cost.
There are things that dialogue can handle. But when you leave it, and want to use a kinetic approach alone, you cannot.
For discussions that promise insight and deliver truth, stay tuned, stay informed, and keep watching Arena, only on Aneke TV.
Aneke television. Heu agiribonu dị egwu nkwa azụghị n'ahịa mgbochi okwukwu kakwa ogwugwu mma. Heu mba ụwa bịa na ihe ebube eme. Mgbagbu ụwa gbatawa na ihe ebube emewa. Aneke television na-emerụ ogbenye emere amadi ihe. Ị na-agba nkwụ, ị na-eme nkepụta nwa, ị na-akwa ozu, ị na-agba akwụkwọ. Bịawa na Aneke television, bịa ka ezuoru gị ozi ọma. Bịawa na Aneke television idume. Heu na-emere ogbenye emere amadi ihe. Ume Igbo bịawo na nke a bụ nke anyị. Ị mara ebe oge anọ etiwo mọnwụ ntakịrị tụkwa mọnwụ si nne. Ya mere ha ji wee weta Aneke television. Ọ bụ onye mgbagburu ahụ nna. Ọ dị na soshal midia. Ọ dị na mgbagbu. Ọ dị n'Enugu steeti.
As technology continues to advance, artificial intelligence is finding its way into every aspect of our lives, including education. But as school experience with AI teachers and virtual classrooms, one question remains: can we trust AI to educate our children? Today, we hit the street to find out what Nigerians think.
I wouldn't trust AI to, they educate, but they can inform. There's a difference between education and information. Education is like training, taking over. You have a teacher in school. You should listen to your lecturer. It's not about what somebody says. Or this is garbage in, garbage out. Even those of us who use computer know that at a stage computer gets confused on which word to put. The same thing applies to those of you who use Google to travel. At a stage, Google can carry you to another place. So you can consult AI when the need arises. It's especially for research work. If you are writing your project now, there are things you want to get to know. You ask AI. AI will tell you. You put it in your work. Or if you are a student, for instance, or you are doing a research. Not that things you are supposed to learn in school, then you drop it and AI will take over.
Yeah. Because it's more understanding than anything. It's more they are more understanding.
One thing there is that change is the only thing that is constant. In this era, if you say that you wouldn't want your children to learn through AI or whatever, that means you don't understand the extent that AI is going. Yes, of course, they must have to learn through the use of AI, but that cannot replace the involvement of human beings, because AI may be efficient, but it doesn't have that empathy that human beings have. So there are certain things embedded in nature, made by God himself, that no technology can reproduce. And those things are why we cannot ignore certain other things that must be brought in, even as we use technology. But as for whether I would want my children to imbibe the AI stuff, that one is certain, because this is the era for it. A lot of things are now being done using AI.
I prefer human being. AI is a robot. It's not everything that he knows. But human being, naturally, there are some things he explained. It's not just, how do I put it? It's sometimes you ask questions and human being explain with nature. But robot don't know anything about nature. He cannot explain. It's only what he thinks is better. But let me just say, most of the time, ask AI a question, he will say he don't know it. But as a human, once you are educated and you exist, you just have a little reference to what someone has, even if you cannot tell the full detail of that, but you can give out something that the person will hold on.
I trust AI to educate me because it's an artificial intelligence which can make you to be what, to be computer literate, that will guide you, and also you can use it to empower yourself in order for you to be financial dependent. It can lecture you into technology aspect of life, which you can use it to produce a lot of things and be useful to yourself. I don't think that there is any negative side of it, because for my children, it helps them in solving their homework, which there is artificial AI, that is artificial intelligence app, that is in my phone, that will help my son to do some of his homework by himself in mathematics.
AI, there is the human factor. AI is not as calculative. AI cannot calculate, okay, this is what you need. For example, when you say my educational level, you mean as like different professions now. So for example, in medicine, AI does not know, AI does not have experience. So AI cannot train me according to what's happening in real life situation. It only has intelligence. There's intelligence and there's real life circumstance. So AI can't give practical examples. The negative side, I realize maybe it can make people become lazy, because every little thing people now jump to AI. It can reduce their intelligence quotient, because what makes people intelligent is stress their mind to think more. So AI can make people to stop thinking, and which is now reducing their intelligence quotient, which means that whenever there is no AI, they can't function properly.
I'll prefer human beings to educate my children, because I think they foremost had a knowledge about education. AI just came like a year ago or 2 years ago. In as much as, yes, the world is internet based and AI is what is the main issue right now, but I would still prefer a human than AI. Concerning our society these days, the children these days are so internet inclined. So, and we parents these days are trying to be very, very careful with what our children see online. So, if my child is above 16, I can trust AI. But below that age, I wouldn't want to, because of what is in the internet these days.
The opinions on AI education are mixed. While some see it as future of learning, others remain cautious. One thing is clear: as technology shapes our classrooms, the conversation about trust, qualities, and human touch in education is only just beginning. I am Chinaza Ifeanyi, Aneke TV.